rate is available right next door.
Yeah, what he said and now what I said. Welcome to First Things First. I'm Jenna Wolf. You know these guys. That's the Hall of Famer Chris Carter. This gentleman here is Nick Wright. Big show for you today. The New York Giants say they've got a plan. Trust them. Kyler looks like a lock for the top spot in the NFL draft. Trust him. But we got to start with the marquee matchup on the NBA. Talk it last night. Trust me.
Maybe.
Easy, Nick.
Maybe.
The big game, Warriors and Rockets. Steph Curry called it a statement game. Warriors hadn't beaten the Rockets yet this season until last night, when they certainly made a statement. Everyone did. Boogie Cousins scored a season-high 27, tacked on 8 boards, 7 assists. Klay Thompson, he poured in 30 points. Dubs beating up on the Rockets, 106-104, snapping Houston's 9-game win streak. And they did it without Kevin Durant, still out with that sore ankle. Here's Boogie Cousins after his best game of the season.
I think it's coming. We've had stretches where, it's kind of flowing for everybody, but, this is a team that's been together for a while, and, they play a certain type of way, and they're used to playing a certain type of way. So for me to just come in and, I'm not expecting it to just this team to adjust to me. Obviously, I have to adjust to them. And, I have my opportunities, so all I can do is just try to take advantage of those opportunities. And, I think I had those opportunities tonight.
Nick, we were just talking yesterday about how much this team could really use the Boogie we all saw of old, not the Boogie we've seen this season. What did you make of Boogie's night? Listen,
the ultimate insurance policy, maybe the best insurance policy we've seen in recent NBA history, came through. They were without one of their true superstars, and Boogie was outstanding. It was his best game as a Warrior. He dominated that second unit because Iggy was in the starting lineup. They reshuffled the rotation a bit. Where the Warriors were particularly excellent to start the second and the fourth, that's where Boogie was particularly excellent. If you look at the plus-minus from the game, every starter for the Warriors was a negative except for Boogie. So that is a big departure from what had been the trend. The trend had been the exact opposite of that. When Steph's on the court, it's a positive. Klay, Draymond, but Boogie had been the negative. Now, I don't know that the Rockets are overly concerned with what happened last night. I think the Rockets know they had one of their worst shooting nights of the year. Yep. Their defense still actually did quite well, as they consistently do against the Golden State Warriors. And I don't know if the Rockets actually are upset that Boogie now feels even better about his playing time, better about his importance to the team, because I don't think Houston thinks this is a sustainable formula for the Warriors, particularly when Durant comes back. But credit to them. This was a game that if the Warriors lost, it's like you just said, hold on. They lost all 4 to the Rockets. They're only 2.5 back are the Rockets. Could the Rockets get the 1 seed again? That's now put to bed. So it's an important win. The Warriors avoid the season sweep. But I'm not going to overreact to it. But I will give Boogie credit because he has been the subject of a lot of criticism. And he had his best game since he was a New Orleans Pelican.
Yeah, this definitely was his best game. It was a good game for him because without KD in the lineup, and Boogie's played enough that he's able to get his wind. So they didn't have to have a restriction as far as his minutes. It was a great opportunity for him. A team that they were 0-3 going against them in the 3 previous meetings. We know that Houston has the only winning record against Golden State the last 2 years. Going into the game, they were 8-5. So they needed to see this from Boogie. I can understand what you're saying from Houston's standpoint, because going into the game without Kevin Durant, and one of the things you talked about yesterday, they got house money. Like, you can go into the playoffs because they do have a lot of confidence in playing against Golden State. But yesterday, with KD being out of the lineup, the Rockets had won 9 in a row. From the beginning, they didn't have the same type of intensity. And I think that, they were just looking ahead a little bit. The organization was celebrating. Yesterday, they awarded your friend Daryl Morey with a 5-year contract extension. He said he wants to be with the Rockets for life. So they got a lot of positive things going. The longest streak in the NBA yesterday. So against a world champion who was really focused, which I thought they were. They still have 4 All-Stars. Boogie's Cousins, his performance was the difference. And as you mentioned, it was the best game that he's played since he tore his Achilles with the Pelicans. It was good to see.
And go ahead, Jenna.
Well, Steph Curry called this a statement game before the game. So we really need to win this, especially without KD. Was it a statement win for the Warriors?
Listen, I think when you win a game against a team, the only team that's giving you trouble on their home court, when they're the hottest team in basketball, without one of your best players, there's no way to discount that. That was a great win for the Warriors.
Right.
Yesterday, I think we got a little circular about is it statement? Is it? I don't want to parse the language. It was a great win for the Warriors and an important win for the Warriors. But I agree with C's point that the Rockets didn't seem to have the requisite intensity they have approached.
They were more
every
intense
game
when they went to Oracle without Harden. And they beat them without Harden. So this is the last meeting. I'm not saying that they didn't care about the game, but watching the game from the beginning, they didn't have that edge or intensity that we've seen. They ran off 9 straight wins. They were playing some great basketball, and they didn't shoot the basketball the way that we're used to them seeing. They still almost came back and won the game.
Right. They were down 13 with 4.5 minutes left, and then all of a sudden, it's a 1-point game after a Chris Paul and one with 10 seconds left. Steph hits a couple free throws. Harden intentionally misses free throw. Warriors win by 2 if people didn't see the very end of it. The other aspect is this. Whatever the Rockets have learned through their analytics department and through their 3 matchups with the Warriors this year, with Boogie, and then the series last year, about how to attack Golden State.
They actually have something concrete that they have a tremendous amount of confidence in.
And whatever they have not unveiled, 0% chance they were going to show their counter punch in this game. They want to be able to present, and by the way, I'm sure it's the case for Golden State as well, that there is an element.
I don't know that. I don't know that because they're trying to get up to speed. And KD being down, the Warriors have shown to play well without KD. I like
fair enough. The Warriors, maybe even if they would have wanted to or not wanted to, because it wasn't their full roster.
Right.
Maybe
the Warriors will have that. I'll give that to them. Once you get into a series, they will have a counter punch. But you make a lot of sense.
The point on the Rockets is they know to get to the NBA Finals, which they have not done since they had Hakeem Olajuwon and since well before Daryl Morey was there. That was back when Daryl Morey was at MIT, I think. They are going to have to go through Golden State. They also know they are going to have to present Golden State with something, whether it's blitzing a pick and roll differently, whether it's something on the offensive end that Golden State's going to say, oh, we have to adjust. There is no chance they're going to use that in the regular season in their final matchup rather than unveil it during the postseason. So I think the Rockets wanted to win, and if they don't go 11 of 41 from 3, maybe they do. But I think there were bigger things at play here. But that's not to take away Steph, Clay, and Boogie were outstanding and got them that win.
Jenny, you asked me earlier, do I still have concerns about the Warriors? And I do. Andre Iguodala, he's not the same athlete that he used to be. Combined between him and Draymond Green, they were 2 for 9. They were afraid to shoot the basketball, so that's still going to be a problem going forward, even though when they get KD. So big win for them, but still problems as far as how good they're going to be defensively and the lack of shooting, especially when you force Iggy to shoot and Draymond to shoot.
And then the question you always bring up, does this team still have the switch? Because it looked like the switch was on for Denver, off for Phoenix, and then back on again last night. We'll have to wait and see.
Last night, the defensive switch, I will give them credit. With Boogie playing a lot of minutes, the Warriors weren't great offensively last night, but defensively, they were flying around. They were great on the glass. They were approaching the game with the requisite punch and toughness needed. The Rockets, into the second quarter, had it. Into the fourth quarter, had it. The rest of the game, not so much.
And then we got to see if this is sustainable play by Boogie Cousins. All right, take a break. Coming up, did Kyler Murray solidify himself as the top pick? That is next on FS1. You can always check us out on the Fox Sports channel on SiriusXM. We'll be right back.
Hey,